Can't be too loud, Raptor fans. As you know, I'm not in my normal spot. Gotta keep it kind of hush-hush because, in a hotel and don't want to wake everybody up at 1:45 in the morning. But the Toronto Raptors, they go into LA taking on the Lakers, LeBron, and the Los Angeles, LeBron, period. That's it. That's all there is to it. And they win 114-103. They've now won 4 straight games. They're 8 games over 500 at 38-30 now. I mean, it's just incredible. And the effort right from the get-go from this team. The story coming into it, though, for the Lakers is their last game against Phoenix. They allowed 40-plus in the first quarter. Just an abysmal time. And starting this game, the Raptors, not only offensively, they had their way, dropping 33, but defensively, the Raptors were locked tight, didn't give LeBron anything, and nobody on the Lakers did anything or does anything else. And the Raptors win the first quarter, 33-12. They're up by 21 after one quarter of play, and a big part of that is Scotty Barnes. And especially late in that quarter, I believe it was in the first quarter, where he went at LeBron in the post, and a little hook shot at the free throw line over top LeBron. I mean, come on. It's Scotty Barnes feeling it right now, and what a game he put together. In the early goings, got away from the shooting aspect in the second half, but really did a lot of other things in the second half to help this team win. In the second quarter, though, they pick up their offense. I mean, you can't expect them to score 12 points a quarter, obviously. But the Raptors' offense starts to struggle a bit. Raptors are -3 in the quarter, 28-25. But you built up a 21-point lead. You're still up 18 at the break. I believe it was 58-40 at halftime. So you're feeling fantastic at this point. But again, that little bit, it's under 20. Again, it is LeBron. You can never count this guy out. But in the third quarter, the Raptors offense gets rolling. I mean, it gets rolling. Gary Trent Jr. gets hot. Pascal Siakam gets hot. Scotty Barnes just crashing the glass, getting the rebounds, dishing it out to Gary, dishing it out to Fred, dishing it out to Pascal. By the way, great to see Fred back out there, but I'm still not convinced he's healthy because a lot of his shots were short and he didn't look right out there tonight. We'll get to him later on. But and they made a little push there at the end of the third quarter. That's why the Raptors only won the third quarter by 2, 33-31. They're up by 20 heading into the fourth. They were up by as many as 28 in the game in that third quarter. They get it down to 20, but you're thinking, no, 20 points going into the fourth quarter. You feel pretty confident about that. Well, they go on a run. They go on like an 8-0 run dating back to the third quarter. And we're sitting here like, okay, I mean, look, we still have a gigantic lead, but let's get this thing going here. And in the fourth quarter, obviously, they get it down to, I believe it was a 9-point lead for the Raptors at one point. But again, every time the Lakers answered with a bucket, whether it was a 2 from Horton-Tucker, whether it was a 3 from LeBron, whether it was free throws, phantom calls on Melo, like that one late, which I thought was ridiculous, the Raptors were able to counter. And yeah, they do end up losing that fourth quarter, 32-23 by -9. But again, you were up by so much. How many times have we seen the Raptors do this, right? On the other side of the ball, where you have an abysmal start and you chip away and put up a great fourth quarter, you did great, it just came up short. But you played an abysmal start to the game, and it just doesn't matter. That's what happened to the Lakers tonight. And the Raptors, again, they allowed 63 points in the second half. It's not very good. Right, they were making some tough shots. They were making a lot of threes. Wayne Ellington was making shots. Horton-Tucker was making shots. LeBron James being LeBron James and also crying for calls left and right, as he does quite often. But the Raptors were able to hold them off and win by 11, 114-103. Now, was it a pretty game? Well, it was a great first half. I think we can all agree. And even the third quarter was pretty good for the most part. But obviously the fourth quarter, you get away from yourself a little bit. And they were able to crawl back into it, but it was too little too late. And the Raptors were able to hang on to the win. Now, let's get to these personal stats. Precious Achiuwa got the start again at the 5, and rightfully so. The guy drained 4 threes. He's 4 of 6 from 3 in the last game against Denver. So why not let him start again? Now, the shooting wasn't as great for Precious. He didn't knock down a 3. He was 0 for 3. Shot 5 of 13 from the field. However, gave you a double-double. 10 points, 11 boards, couple dimes. And he did give you 2 steals and 2 blocks and was a plus 21 while he was out there on the floor. So yes, the shot wasn't falling, but Precious found so many other ways to contribute and help this team win tonight. So he did a good job there. Pascal Siakam, Spicy P, just continues to build on this incredible season he's putting together. 27, 11, and 5 in the game. Shot 9 of 17 from the field, with 7 of 10 from the free throw line, 2 of 3 from three-point range. He had, a steal and a block, and was plus 25. His paint touches, he was feeling it. There's a couple times where he made guys look silly on some spin moves, as he does quite often. And it's wild that still to this day, he's 3-4 years into this really good Pascal Siakam. I'd say 4 if you want to count the most improved player year in 2019, the championship season. Then, and they know he's going to spin, right? The nickname is Spinny P, not Spicy P, but they can't stop him. Find an answer, and they haven't been able to. And he's also, the confidence is just flying off him right now. He had a fantastic game tonight. Easily my MVP in this game tonight. Great job from Pascal, the double-double. Scotty Barnes, look, you can give the co-MVP to him and Gary if you want, but I give it to Pascal because of that third quarter flurry and also the big free throws late in the game. Scotty Barnes, 21 points, 9 boards, and 5 assists. Back-to-back 20-point performances for Scotty B. 9 of 17 from the field, was 2 of 3 from the line, 1 of 2 from distance, a steal and 2 denials. And it was a plus 21 when he was on the floor. By the way, I forgot about Pascal. Can we talk about that block on Gabriel? Gabriel trying to back him down in the paint, goes up, and Pascal meets him and rejects it. Absolutely phenomenal. But Scotty Barnes was fantastic early on. I think he had like 17 points in like the first quarter and maybe a little bit of the second quarter. He was phenomenal early on. The shot stopped falling a little bit as the game went along. But again, I think when he had the 17 points, he had like 3 boards and 1 assist. The guy ended with 9 boards and 5 assists. So yeah, the shot maybe wasn't falling for him, in the second half, but he also was rebounding the ball extremely well. And he was moving the just fantastic. He was incredible yet again tonight. We're watching this kid just blossom into a star in this league. And it's so fun to watch, especially with him wearing a Raptors uniform. Isn't that just a lot of fun? Now, Gary Trent Jr. struggled mightily in the first half. I believe he was 1 of 9 from the field in the first half and was really struggling. But oh boy, goes into the locker room, comes back out, ends up shooting 7 of 19 from the field, 11 of 13 from the free throw line, goes 3 of 9 from 3, 28 points, 5 boards, 3 dimes for Gary, plus 9 when he was on the floor. He had a steal and a block as well. Buckets. That's all I say for Gary Trent. When he's not making buckets, we talked about in the last video, guys. Sometimes when Gary Trent, the shot's not falling for him, he kind of loses the defensive intensity, kind of loses a lot of what makes him so good. But when his shot's falling, as it was in the second half, he gets locked in. And you saw that from Gary. So a great job for GT getting it done on both ends of the ball in the second half. Fred VanVleet, as I mentioned, struggled in the game. Obviously didn't play in the last one because of the knee soreness, the knee issue that he's dealing with. Came back out there tonight, had 11 points, 7 boards, 7 dimes. So, again, made an impact. 7 boards and 7 dimes for your guard. I'll take that any day. But shot 3 of 14 from the field, was 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 2 of 12 from 3. And the key is, plus 21. You know what you're going to get from Fred. You know you're going to get effort. You know you're going to get just an A-grade quality court general effort from Freddie V. And yeah, the 11 points on 3 of 14 and 2 of 12. Not pretty there, but the 7 boards, 7 dimes, and a plus 21, I'll take that over anything, especially when you have 3 other guys in 20 figures each. So that's fine by me. Fred, again, I want him to be healthy, though. And I noticed late in the game especially, 2 threes that he took, both air balls, both pretty good looks. And I'm like, that's not Fred. Very short shots. I'm like, he didn't look right there. Now, nothing against the guy. It's just he's not feeling himself, and I get it. Now, let's get to the bench, because Chris Boucher, we talked about it in the last video, like a 21 and 15 or 21 13 or something like that in the last game, and he was phenomenal. Even tonight, in very limited minutes, I think he played under 20 minutes. He had 13 points, 8 boards, 5 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 of 5 from distance. We talk about that drive into the lane where he kind of took the contact, went up with it, and it was a high arcing shot and it went down. I'm shocked there was no and one on the play, but it is what it is. And Thaddeus Young, he had 2 points on 1 of 5, 9 boards. He was crashing the glass with Thad, and I thought he did a really good job being active. And that's all you ask for your bench guys. You're not asking for guys to drop 25 a night. You're just not. Give you energy, make an impact. Thad and Boucher did that tonight. Now, let's talk about LeBron. Let's talk about the Lakers. I don't usually talk about the other team very much, but now seeing that team firsthand, they're awful. Like, I mean, yeah, they're 10 games over 500, 29 and 39. LeBron looks frustrated, and rightfully so. That team is bad. Like, LeBron is LeBron. He's great. He's the GOAT right now. It is what it is. Westbrook, terrible. Look, Carmelo, you just drive on the guy defensively. You blow right by him. It's not a big deal. And if he's not chucking up contested threes, he's kind of useless. And I thought he was bad. Horton-Tucker, like I said earlier, was pretty good. But Russell Westbrook, man, he is not good. And I've said in years past where I will bank on it that guy will not win a championship. And he's not playing like he's going to. He's 33 now. That team is in shambles. Even they haven't had Anthony Davis. Even with AD, they were hovering around 500. Like, they're just not a good basketball team. You throw out AD, take AD out of the mix, good luck. And that's what you're seeing right now from the Lakers. It is a bad team. Now, Raptor-wise, team stats. 41% from the field and 27% from the three-point range for the Raptors. So they didn't shoot the greatest in the game, but we'll get to what happened and all the extra rebounds they had. We'll talk about that. 72% from the free throw line for the Raptors. They shot 39% from the field and 31% from three, albeit 31% from three. That was majority in the second half and more or less the fourth quarter when they were down by 20 going into it. So again, take that for what it is. They also shot 76% from the free throw line. Let's get to these team stats because the Raptors, for the second consecutive game, flat out dominate the glass. Plus 21 on the boards. Plus 10 in the offense. They were like plus 14 or something like that in the last game on the offensive glass. They were plus double digits again in this one. And off of those plus 10 offensive boards, the Raptors were plus 8 in those second chance points. So very crucial there. And points in the paint, the Raptors just dominated, right? The three ball obviously wasn't falling, right? You were shooting 27% from three, but Pascal was just draining buckets in the inside. Scotty B was dominating early on in the paint. Gary Trent had the floater going in this one. He was fantastic. So the plus 18 in points in the paint, Raptors just dominated downhill. And look, I mean, who's gonna protect the rim there? Right? All these guys are just going to get blown by. You have the size to take on their guards. They're bigs, I don't want to say bigs because they really don't have a natural one. Melo, like I mentioned earlier, just drive on. LeBron, he's LeBron. He's going to do what he's going to do, right? He's going to dominate you, period. That's all there is to it. Westbrook, I mean, you got the size on him. You got the size on Horton-Tucker. You had the size on Wayne Ellington. You just drive on these guys, and they did, and they were plus 18. Another crazy stat from tonight's game. Raptors had a 28-point lead at one point. The Lakers never led. So yeah, the Raptors did struggle in the second half, and they ended up only winning by 11. And at one point, it was a 9-point game. But they never allowed the Lakers to lead at any point during this game. It helps when you start out red hot, like 16-4 start to the game, and you just absolutely buzz the entire first quarter. Then yeah, hey, if you ever start trailing, there's a problem, right? But they did a job tonight, and they got the W. 4 straight W's for the Raptors, and with, I believe it was Brooklyn winning yesterday against the Knicks and Cleveland winning today in overtime against the Clippers, you kind of had to do your job tonight, and they did. Next game for the Toronto Raptors is on Wednesday night, same time, 10:30 nonsense, against the Los Angeles Clippers at Staples Center. I'm not going to call it his actual name. It's a Staples Center to me. It always will be, all right? As they take on the Clippers, obviously no Kawhi, obviously no Paul George. I think he's still not playing. I haven't even paid attention to the Clippers at all. But I'm assuming he's still not playing. 10:30 tip-off. Raptors looking for 5 straight wins, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You enjoyed the video and enjoyed the game this evening because, hey, who doesn't like a double-digit win against LeBron and the Lakers in LA? I mean, because I do. All right, smack the like button if you guys enjoy this one. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What'd you like? What'd you not like from today's game? Say, who's your MVP from today's game? You got to pick one. I picked Siakam. Who is yours? Let me know in the comments below. Twitter link is down below, so follow up, send me a DM. Do all that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down there, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Boy, oh boy, I might be talking to you guys Jays Edition as early as tomorrow because they might be flying with Freddie Freeman and Kyle Schwarber or one or the other. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll have to wait and see Jays-wise. Leafs Edition, they play tomorrow against the Dallas Stars, I believe, on home ice, 7 o'clock puck drop. What the heck are we going to see from that team? I have no clue. But for the Toronto Raptors, the positive team out of all of this, 10:30 tip-off in LA at the Staples Center. I don't care. As they take on the Los Angeles Clippers on Wednesday night, looking for their 5th consecutive victory. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.